personal. It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
All right, Brendan Taylor here. I'm with the one and only Chris Algieri. First of all, Chris, nice to see you as always.
Good to see you too.
Yes.
Good to be seen as well.
Yes. We're here. It's a momentous occasion. Ryan and Tank. Wanted to pick your brain about it. You know, how do you see Ryan versus Tank?
I mean, first off, I just got in, so fight week is well underway, and yeah, it's got a big fight Vegas feel, you know, which is great. It's not even a title fight yet. It has the magnitude of a massive fight, which is good to see. You know, it's interested in this kind of fight. You got young guys who are putting their O's on the line, taking a huge risk to fight each other at this stage of their careers, which has been rare as of late, unfortunately. Hopefully this will change the tide, and we'll see more of these young guys taking risks early on. I think it's gonna help both guys, you know, in whatever happens.
Okay. Well, what do you think makes each fighter like stand out style-wise? You know, like they're both really special talents, but from your vantage point, what do you feel separates Tank and Ryan from their peers?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll start with Ryan first because his picture's looking at me right there. I mean, he's got speed and power. His left hook is incredibly fast. He literally has one-punch power. I think he can ice anyone in those divisions. He's tall, he's long for the weight class. I think with this fight more than maybe other fights, he's got a specific kind of chip on his shoulder that I think Davis brings out of him. And so that he's a dynamic puncher. Like I said, he's very quick, he's explosive. He's very motivated for this fight, which is big. He's huge for the weight class. And then you got Tank. I mean, Tank, you just gotta look at the numbers, man. The guy is a knockout artist, and he has the title of throwing the least amount of punches for a championship fighter, yet he has a 90+% knockout percentage. So that tells you that, you know, he really does have nuclear in those fists, and he believes in his power, because he'll be in a fight losing. He'll be down rounds.
Yeah.
As he's analyzing and collecting data. I think his boxing IQ is a lot higher than people give him credit for. So yeah, I mean, they're so different in terms of their styles
And their whole approach, you know, like, yeah.
Everything's different.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything about them is different. The way they look, the way they act, the way they move, the way they fight, the way they approach a fight, the way they act in fights. So it makes it that much more interesting.
Okay. Now, Chris, as far as like Ryan, right? He's a taller fighter, kind of has the Alexis Arguello body type.
Yeah.
I know you're a big Arguello guy.
Huge Arguello fan.
Do you think, is there a path to victory? Maybe him outboxing Tank? Is that a possibility you see? Because everyone's saying knockout if he does win, you know.
I would be very surprised if Ryan was that, because Ryan doesn't have an authoritative jab. He's got a pawing jab, and he uses it more as a rangefinder to land a left hook. I mean, there's been a lot of talk from Davis saying, "Oh, he's a one-dimensional fighter." He kind of is, but it's a damn good dimension. That left hook is a nightmare. So, but he uses that pawing jab to kind of figure out where the guy's going to be, and then he'll pull and whip that shot. With the length and the height that he has, he can still pull away and land a good hook. So, in terms of him going out there and outboxing Tank, the thing about boxers is, and I've had long conversations with Paul Manaji about this.
On Pro Box,
To be we're friends.
Yeah, that too.
To be a boxer, like in the Churchill sense of I'm going to go out there and I'm going to jab, I'm going to move, I'm going to stick, you got to be in phenomenal condition. Your body needs to be attuned to that. I'm not so sure Ryan trains like that. He's definitely never done it in a fight. Being able to move on his feet and use his jab and sticking and moving and slipping and sliding and feinting, I would be really surprised if he would do that. If he did, he's been working on it in secret. I don't see that in any of his videos.
Yeah, that's not on tape.
No,
you know.
No. And like I said, for 12 rounds is a long time. Very long time. So if you haven't been doing it in fights, I don't think you're going to pull it out in the biggest fight. Okay.
I know they're selling this fight as like the biggest fight in boxing, and these guys are the two guys in the division, right? But you know, there's a guy named Devin Haney who's got all the belts. Who do you think would have a better chance against Devin if they were to fight him?
That's a good question. I never really think about that. I've been so focused on this fight.
Or better yet, maybe how do you feel like they'd match up stylistically with Devin? Because Devin's a technical boxer. He's long, he's rangy.
I think Devin has a good chance to beat both men, actually. I'd rather see Devin and Ryan fight at 40, honestly, than 35, because I know they both struggle to make 35. So I don't think we'll see the best version of either man at 35. And then Davis and Haney, I would like to see that fight. For me, that's another pick and fight. I don't know who exactly would win that fight. I would probably lean a little bit towards Haney. I'm usually on the side of the boxers when it comes to big fights, boxers versus punchers. But like I said, Davis has really high boxing IQ as well. I'm a huge Davis fan, by the way. I'm actually a huge fan of both these guys. But I'm a big fan of Davis. I've been saying his praises for a long time. But Yeah, that's interesting. No, I gotta sit on that.
Yeah, I got to marinate on that one.
Yeah.
So I know if you have to marinate on that one, you probably have to marinate on Shakur versus Devin too, right? Because I know Shakur.
Dude, don't even get me started with Shakur.
Because Shakur is my guy in the division. You know,
I think Shakur beats everybody.
Me too.
I don't need to think about that one.
Yeah.
I think Shakur beats everybody.
He's got.
I think Shakur is close to the next Floyd Mayweather as we're going to get. I think he's going to be around for a very long time. He's going to stay undefeated. He's going to be in multiple weight classes. I think his best fights are going to be at 47. I think I see him running all the way up.
Really?
There. Yes. I think we're going to see him around for a long time in a lot of weight classes.
You think his body's going to fill up enough to be a strong 47-pounder?
He's a big guy already.
Yeah.
I remember him when he was fighting at 30 the first time I met him, and I'm like, oh man, like this.
Yeah.
First of all, it's different when you're young. Your tissues, you can make those weights when a lot easier when you're younger. But yeah, I think he can fill out really well, and he has been, and he's showing more power too.
Okay. Yeah, the fight I'm really excited about in boxing is the Inoue Fulton fight, which I know is probably one you're excited about as well.
Yep.
Well, how do you see that one? Because
I wanted this fight to happen because I believe, and I've seen it, Fulton has everything you would need to beat Inoue. And that's a massive statement because Inoue is living up to his nickname.
Special fighter.
He's the monster. He is a monster. I was really taken aback when he knocked out my friend Amito Donaire the way he did in the rematch.
2 rounds.
Yeah, I called that fight for ESPN, and I was blown away with how controlled he was. He didn't throw that right hand until the very end of the round. He dropped the Amito immediately. And then he finishes with a left hook in the next round. Incredible stuff. But Fulton has that East Coast Philly style that gives guys like that trouble. If he can deal with the power of Inoue, especially early on, I would favor Fulton to win that fight.
And he's a naturally bigger guy as well, right?
Much bigger guy. And
yeah.
he's kind of a tweener because he was on his way up to 26, decided to hang back and go stay at 22, and then Inoue is on his way up from 18 to 22. So this is the biggest guy he's going to fight.
Okay. Apart from the power, what other special attributes do you see in Inoue as a former fighter? You know,
I mean, his technique is impeccable. His hand position, the way he throws his punches in terms of there's no fat on the punches. There's nothing to see. It's very difficult to see the shots coming. A lot of his power comes from that. He hits guys with shots that are very tricky that they don't see. Those are the shots that hurt you the most because he doesn't waste anything. It's one of those guys you're in front of him and the glove just gets bigger until it hits you. Shoot, there's no tell.
He turns at the last second.
Very last second, and yeah, he generates a tremendous amount of power. He lines up his bones really, really well, and then also his setups, his strategy, his traps that he sets. What he did to the Donaire was incredible. I was really surprised when he came out of the second round. He was winging left hooks. I'm like, he's hooking with a hooker. This is a very dangerous thing because Benito can knock out anybody with a left hook. And for him to throw hooks, I'm like, I even said it on the air. I'm like, it's not a good idea to start hooking with Benito Donaire. But he was doing it to set up the right hand. It was very impressive.
So there was a method behind the madness. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Very smart fighter.
Okay. Well, Chris, I don't want to hold you much longer, but there's any final message you want to give to the boxing world about fight week here or anything you got going on?
I'll tell everybody to tune in. If you're around, try and get here. I know tickets are crazy and probably sold out, but this has got that big fight feel. And if you have any friends who are not really big boxing people, bring them on down so they can get the feel for it, and they'll be boxing fans for life.
All right, there you have it. Chris Algieri. Thank you.